this fucking thing again now.
Okay.
Screws won't go into anything there, do they? Or they do?
I think the screws are fucked, Dad. The thread pulled out.
Yeah.
That's what I can recall happening.
It's in down there. So, you'd have to, it's easy enough to bolt that down, put a plate on there, countersunk screws, plate, tuning centre over the end of that, in the centre, and you bore her out.
Mm-hmm.
So you just put a better bearing.
Mm.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Fuck me. See what, that's a 32007, isn't it? This cunt?
It says
32007. So this is the OD of this cunt. 35, 62. 62, 35, 62. So you look at them fucking bearing book. You have to deepen it. You want one steep angle. Because it's so thin, that cunt. Hmm. 35, 62. 32007, you say? It's 3562 and it's 18. So what you want? Fucking book. There's 21 there. 33007. But anyway, that's all alternatives. You get all the book there. Alright. Wide, 18 long rather. You want like something like that. Well, 72, bored out to 72 and make it 23 long. So you just got to go 5 mil deeper. And put these 32207J. 32207. 32207. That's a 32207. Look at that. But we had that number, you see.
Uh-huh.
Well, I've seen it. This one here, isn't it? Just can't be, see? If you get that in a steeper angle, it'll be better again. I don't know whether there's a 32207C. That's the same bearing as in the front of that cunt. This cunt. Have a look at that to make absolutely certain. But,
So this is out of a Volvo XC90 or 90?
90, he said to me.
Mm. And they've changed that bearing to be even smaller.
Yeah.
I see. So they fucked up. So it fucked up. It fucked up rapidly already, and now they've made it even worse.
This was the front one. This was the front one. That's the front now. In this one, a smaller one here. Got the same bore, right? So I went to a smaller bearing there. That used to have that one. That's why the tool wouldn't fit.
Yes.
Now, the bearing we use for that, which is 4mm longer, that's got the C. So you could use that. The trouble is you've still got to machine it. That is the fucking bearing. They use the front for the rear. See?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's got a bigger bore, that's all. This has all been like this for months and months and months, years even, possibly over a year, all running around like that. And then they suddenly lose drive, or it's making such a hell of a noise, they then go to the repair shop and go, oh, it's bloody mate, I don't know what it is, it's been there for some time. That is the common front one, you see. It goes on that tight, that diameter. They're only that far apart, these bastards. So what you do, the easiest way is to, 4mm difference. You can't, you got to use the that longer one, which has got angles on it. This front and rear to be the same then.
Okay.
Well, no, this is a different diameter there. Mad. It's the fucking designers for you. The stupidity of this.
Yeah.
They know there's a fucking problem with the earlier ones. What the fucking are they reduced bearing for? I'd like to know. That's all there is between them, you see. Just put that in the lathe, blow the chuck in, give them, I think it's 1.5mm. See, it's got Loctite in it now.
Yeah, I'll get it out.
Just stick the thread file on it, see?
Yeah.
Now, I think that phone of mine was...
It's over here. Just here. The 3-jaw chuck, yeah?
It'll hold in the 3-jaw.
Okay.
As I say, blow the scroll out.
So, this is the nut. on the pinion on an XC90, Volvo XC90. And I just thread filed all the Loctite out of the thread. You get thread files. Anyway, so this XC90, and also this diff is also in a Land Rover. And these diffs are fucking shit. They're really, really bad. But then look what they've done. They've even made it worse. So this bearing, you can see how it's collapsed. Look at all the rollers. This is what happens in an XC90. Now all these reviewers that review these cars when they come out, they sit their ass in the car and they go, oh, it's such a great car of the month. But what they should really do is go to all the workshops that have to fix all these cars to really review them. You get a different opinion if they did that. It might be the nicest car to sit in, but underneath where you're sitting, all the stuff that makes the car go forward and backwards is all rubbish. All rubbish. So they've made this bearing smaller. Used to be bigger, and it was the diffs were blowing up and failing when the bearing was bigger. Now they've made it smaller. Look what happens to the bearings. They just collapse. They just completely collapse. See all these rollers? How they're all pitted up? That's what happens to the bearings. They just all fucking fall to bits. This is the housing. They have this unit on the back of the housing called Active on Command, AOC. And it's got all these clutches in there, full of, it's like hydraulic oil or something. And as soon as the front diff loses traction, the back diff, this activates, which activates the back diff. This is the housing, that's where the pinion goes. That's where the carrier bearing is. The carrier goes across here with the crown wheel. Where is it? Where's the carrier? So I can show you. They don't even bolt the... Here it is. They don't even bolt. There's the cover plate. There's the other carrier bearing. See, this is the carrier. Look at these little tiny bearings. And look, they don't even bolt the crown wheel on. They weld the crown wheel on. See how it's got those welds there? Weld there. And they weld it on. So you know what that means? Instead of unbolting all the bolts and pulling the crown wheel off, and then you can service the planetary gears. But because they've welded it on, you can't get this off unless you machine it all off. And look, you can't get the cross shaft out. See how the teeth are stopping the cross shaft from coming out? So that means you can't get the cross shaft out, so you can't put thicker gears in there to fix up all the backlash in the worn gears. So they've made it so you can't fix it unless you spend thousands of dollars re-engineering it. But that stuff should be illegal. So if you have a Volvo XC90 or a Land Rover, this is what diff you have. A piece of rubbish.